Hey there, I'm Kendall. Come on in and get comfortable. While I pour my tea, you can get what you need to make sure you're okay. I love coffee, but I'm a tea person. Today's blend is, what is this? White tea, a oolong, and I think this is an ashwagandha peach ginger. I can talk about tea all day. Okay, let me stay focused. I'm Kendall, and I identify as a left-handed June Gemini who is someone's wife, mother, daughter, sister, godmother, caregiver, co-worker, friend, mentor, and neurodivergent. I'm also an author, student, entrepreneur, remote worker, plant mom, and a bucket gardener. Hey y'all, welcome. We are gathered here today because one day I realized I was overwhelmed. There was so much on my plate. I have no clue when it happened or how it happened, but I normalized juggling all the balls, doing all the things, and being all the things. Responsible, accountable, reliable. And then one day it became too much. The elders did not properly prepare us for all of this, like at all. The having to raise yourself, raise adult kids, raise kids, your parents, manage your manager. I feel like we were not properly prepared for all of this. They suppressed it. They didn't tell us about it. And I don't think it was helpful at all because now we just out here like, what the heck, right? That's why I'm here. I'm here because I know it can't just be me. And the conversations I had, social media, when you look, I see it's not just me. I'm not the only one. We going through it over here. So I got to the point where I felt like I couldn't breathe. I just felt like the walls are closed. It was like suffocating. And then I felt like I was failing. I have friends. I do. I've had the same handful of friends since between I was 3 years old and like elementary school. I got lifelong friends, right? But I didn't want to be that person who reaches out just to vent, especially when I know I don't have the capacity to take on anything else from somebody. So I don't want to be that person who just calls to, like release on other people and then burden them with my stuff when I know they got stuff too, right? So I try to be conscious of not being that all the time, but that disposition left me feeling alone, isolated, and frustrated. Pausing to hydrate. Okay, so after overthinking, being overwhelmed, and just being over it all, honestly, I remember, I finally went back to my roots, went back to what I know. And it was like, look to the hills for which cometh my help. So I went back to God. I spent a lot of time praying, asking God what's next. Like, what is your plan for my life? Because I'm tired of doing things my way. My way ain't your way. And clearly my way ain't it. Like, this is very ghetto, very, you can have it. We can go on and do it your way. Because you let me do the free will thing, it ain't what I thought it was going to be, like that. I'm going to see for myself. I saw the Lord and now I'm back. Let's do this your way. Your will, your way, your time. Like I'm ready. I'm listening. I'm here, right? So what I got from just praying, fasting, and listening and being still, that for me was really hard. Like to be still and listen. Because I be asking for signs. I'm like, Lord, I need the neon signs. I need you to just like knock me up on the side of the head so I know I ain't talking to myself. And it's not me hearing, seeing what I want to see. Because that's what I want to do. I want to do your will, your way, right? What I got from that, it was clear that these experiences, the failures, the lessons, the blessings, the opportunities, it was all preparing me to be able to serve others and to share. Like my journey, my experiences, it was all for these times, for such a time as this. It was getting me ready to do this, to talk to you, to be here. What I got from prayer and listening was it was time for me to shine my light. And so that I can shine my light amongst men so that they can see God's good works through me, right? I got that was the assignment. It was time for me to step into what he's been telling me to do, and I just been putting it off. So that's where I got There were things that it's time for me to do and what he wants me to do, and I'm gonna do those. And you'll hear more about it if you stick around and keep coming back. So during that time, as for me in my house here, music is life. My memories, my thoughts. I put a song, a memory, something, it's attached to music. Time periods, times of my life, I remember songs. And so while I was waiting on the Lord, certain songs began to play in my mind. They would come on. I tell Alexa to play a certain station, or, play Israel Houghton station, Jonathan McReynolds station, play Kurt Franklin station, or the John P. Key station. I would let Alexa just do her, right? And Let Go, Let God by Dwayne Woods. He'll Never Put More on Me Than I Can Bear by Kurt Franklin. Something Has to Break by Kiera Sheard. And Since I Laid My Burdens Down, the version my auntie used to sing in church when I was little in the late 80s. Those were the ones that stood out to me. The lyrics, the words, the feeling, that's what helped make it clear to me what I was supposed to do, right? That he's not going to put more on me than I can bear, and that I needed to let go and let God. That's what needed to break. I had to break my way of thinking, what I was doing. That had to change and shift, and I had to give it to God, because he had things for me to do, but I couldn't do them and keep going the way I was going. So those songs helped me listen and see, and it helped me realize I needed to reset and reprioritize. And for me, that looked like, starting back to basics, going back to basics. Like, what are my core values, and what do I know to be true about me and myself? My top priority in life that I know, that's very clear, that has not changed. It's been a constant. My top priority and goal is to hear, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant," on Judgment Day. That's like top tier for me. One of my favorite songs is Canton Jones' "Well Done." That's one that I play often. That's just, for me, well done is what I want to hear, so that I know my time on this earth was not in vain, and that I was of service, and that I lived into my purpose and the work that God had for me. That is what I want to do. And I know and understand that my purpose on this earth is to help others, to pour into others, and help them evolve into a better version of themselves, so that they can help and do what God has placed on their hearts with their talents. I know that, to me, I'm supposed to be a servant leader and a good steward of what's been entrusted to me. Those are things I know I'm supposed to do, right? Have I always done them? No, because I've been getting overwhelmed and life has been lifing, but I'm ready to trust the process. I don't always know how to do or what to do, because I wasn't always listening, but Lord, I'm listening. And what I do know is that I'm more than capable and more than qualified to do whatever thus said the Lord, because the Bible has shown us on many occasions that he doesn't call the qualified always, but he always qualifies those whom he called. So I'm not a preacher and this ain't a sermon, but I'm telling you, if he's placed something on your heart, something you know you're supposed to do, just do it. Just get started. Baby, we've been faking it till we make it this long. That's what I'm doing here. I don't know about podcasting. I'm new to this. I'm going to press record. I don't have time to become a master editor because I got an overfilled plate, right? That's why we're here. But I'm going to do what I can, and it's going to be good enough. I've been working on this since, this has been in my mind for months and months and months, but I wanted to get it right? I wanted it to be perfect, because everything I do, I want to be pleasing, and I want to make sure that I'm representing my best self, and, I'm doing good, right? But God said, just get started, and I'm going to figure it out as I go. So that's what we going to do. We going to figure this out together. Y'all stick in there. I'm going to stick with it, and we going to get there together. We going to get better. We gonna do better, and we gonna be better, because we got to. Like, life is life, and the world is crazy. It just adds so much. I stopped watching TV during COVID, like 2020. I stopped watching TV because I feel like it's too much. If you pay attention to how the media decides to give you news, it's depressing. It sparks anxiety and fear and worry, and I got enough of that on my own. Like, I didn't need it. So I turned off the TV in 2020. I barely watch things, but I read. I still stay aware, right? Social media helps keep you aware. I have the news apps. I look at CNN. I hit the BBC. I hit NPR. I look at unbiased things to give myself some balance. but I choose when I digest things, and I do it in small doses because that's what's good for my mental health and for me. It may not work for everybody, but I offer that to you if, life is just overwhelming and the media and politics and all the things. I offer that to you. Turn it off. There are some choices we can make. There's a lot out of our control, but there are some things that we can't control. And what and how much and when you choose to consume and look at things are things that are within our control. So I invite you to try that. Turn some stuff off. Don't wake up to social media. Don't wake up or go to sleep to the news. It's not good to start your day that way, right? Wake up, begin and end your day intentionally and with purpose and with a plan. It makes such a difference. Oh my God, it makes such a difference. That's for a different episode. See, I need to stay focused. I'm telling, it's the ADHD runs real over here, so be patient and give me some grace. Pausing for hydration. Ooh, that teeth. We got to take this tea bag out. It's been in here too long. Lord, I love a good steeping moments. I'm all for. But baby, when you get the good tea bags, they ain't supposed to. They there for a good time, not for a long time. Ooh. Okay, where was I? Y'all, okay, you still here? Good. So, we here. We gonna stay focused. We're gonna opt out where we can. I'm giving y'all that. Take that, let that digest and settle in your spirit. Think about what you can turn off, how you can start and end your day differently. We gotta choose peace, baby. If you can't choose anything else, I'm here to help you choose yourself and to choose peace, right? And we gonna protect that peace at all costs because it's priceless. And we are seeking peace, like the peace of the Lord that passes all understanding. We going for peace. We choosing us, and we gonna do better. So everything don't cost money. We ain't gotta pay. You ain't gotta pay for it. I'm here to give it to you for free. Turn it off. Choose small doses. Choose you. Be intentional about what you consume. It's even in what you eat, what you drink, right? I love a good wine moment. Baby, I love to be an unqualified bartender and mix some stuff together, but I don't recover like I used to. I need 2 to 3 business days, and I don't be having that. Just like I can't go outside past 9 if I didn't take a nap. There are things that I have to do differently because age say so, my priorities say so, and my bank account says so. Lord, because every time I go out my house, I swear it costs me at least $100. Outside's expensive. Okay, see? Going down the rabbit hole. Let me stay focused. All right, so if you're still here, clearly the neurodivergent part has emerged by now because I go off into these rabbit hole tangents. It's going to happen. Bear with me. Give me the grace. All right? Okay. Okay, so here we are. We turning off. We gonna consume better things. Choose good music. Choose affirmations, meditations. These is future episodes. I'm telling you now, that's what's coming. These things so we can do things differently. We gonna have a good day because we gotta show up because ain't nobody else gonna do it if we don't. So since we gotta show up, let's show up better. Let's show up focused with a plan, with intention, not zombie-like. We gonna get there together. Every episode, you gonna leave a little better than you came. That is the goal. We ain't talking about 100%. Sometimes it may not even be 1%, but it's gonna be a tinge, like a little bit. You gonna be a little better, and we gonna build on it, right? We gonna build. We gonna get there. Just hold on. We gotta stay the course, okay? Me and the Lord and y'all, we got this. I haven't done this, but we gonna figure this out. We on our fake it till I make it. I created a nonprofit in 2021. It's called We Can See You, and it exists to uplift, support, and give women their just due, right? We often do thankless jobs. We're not thanked, seen, appreciated, valued, or we don't feel it, or we don't hear it. But I wanted to create the space and solution to make sure women knew the work we do is important. Nobody may say it, but who gonna do it if we don't? Exactly. We Can See You exists to make sure women know that they're seen, heard, valued. Tell them they're doing a good job. Provide the community spaces, resources, and information so that we can keep going and that we can keep going with confidence, with clarity, feeling empowered and motivated. So we're not just getting by, but so that we can thrive in all areas of our life. I am very passionate about that, and This podcast is a part of the assignment that has been entrusted to me, creating those solutions for women who care for others. I'm one of those people who I never met a stranger, and people feel comfortable just talking to me, and I love that so much. It's innately me. It's just who I am. Hearing the stories from women who are caring for children, it's hard, and caring for others, and the responsibility falls on us. It's a lot. As far as caring for children, I am a mom of 3. I had my oldest daughter when I was 16. She's almost 24. And I have 2 boys, 19, and my youngest is 10. So I've been a teen parent, a single parent, the girlfriend to a parent. I've been a married parent, a married single parent. Yes, that is absolutely a thing. We'll talk about that one too. A divorced parent. I've been a bonus parent and the start over from scratch with the age gap parent. I have a kid on the spectrum, kids with ADHD. So when I tell you I get it, I get it. It's real and it's real hard. Adulting, being a parent and adulting, it can be a real 3 stars with no tip experience on a good day. That's a good day. You add kids to the mix to adulting, and it's ghetto on a many of days. This is the insert snaps part. When I tell y'all I ain't got into all that background music, all the things. So we gonna get there. We gonna get there. All right, stay focused. I love my kids with all that I am. And in the same breath, let me tell you, I sit outside in the car for a good bunch of minutes before I go in. Sometimes I go on the next block or in the parking lot because I need to eat the takeout food that I bought for myself. At the same time, I'm texting them that we got food at home. It's too expensive to feed everybody. Look, while you here, when we here, we listen and we don't judge. We just nod our head and a good those are what's acceptable in this space, right? We empathize, sympathize, and we understand. Next hydration break. I hope y'all drinking y'all water or whatever over there because we got to stay hydrated. That's important. So make sure y'all hydrating yourselves while I'm doing the same. We not chasing perfection. We chasing progress. We all need to drink more water. My case is tea, but it's made of water. So it counts. Damn it, it counts. Okay, well, as I talk about that sitting outside, somebody need to hear that. You might even need to try it if you're not already doing it. This is a method of self-care. Fight me, but it is. Taking time out for self, enjoying those last few moments of freedom, it is so needed. For me, it's a transition period. Like I'm transitioning from being whoever I just came from being to now it's time to go be the mama inside the house. Sitting, and I also understand that sitting outside, it may not be doable or safe for everybody. For some people, it may look like holding up in your room or in the bathroom and creating that boundary where when I come in, I need 5-10 minutes. That may be what you have to do. You may have to go sit in the parking lot somewhere not at your house. Because they might see you when you pull up or when you walk up. You may not even have a car. Create that transition period for yourself, whatever it may look like, when you can, as you can. But it's important. Taking the time to get your mind ready for what's ahead helps, right? So before you go back to being a mother, cook, cleaner, tutor, house manager, therapist, chauffeur, personal shopper, stylist, and the personal assistant to your kids, partners, or whoever you live with, give yourself permission to choose you. Get ready, get the game in your head. Sometimes you gotta get to see the plan in your mind first before you can execute it. Athletes psych themselves up for their game. You know, everybody got the mental pep talk. Do that. Take time before you switch roles, before you switch shifts. Like you got off work, that was one shift coming home. That's a whole nother job and a whole nother shift. So take your time, create the space to have that transition moment. Sometimes in my transition period, I need music to either hype me up or maybe I need to calm down. Sometimes I need some motivation because one of them did something. I need to get my mind right together. Like, okay, I ain't gonna go in here like my mama would have. Sometimes you gotta hype yourself up or have the collective. Maybe you need a quick prayer because you know how they say you're supposed to be always praying. Sometimes you need to, Lord, I don't want to go to jail today. I ain't got no bail money. That may even be the prayer. And that's okay. It really is. Or sometimes it's a help me to help them. You know, give me the words. Give me the guidance. Give me the direction. Help them because they need it. That's also a prayer, and it counts. Even if your meat is running down or the last nerve, wherever you came from, they already got on it. You might need that prayer to ask for an extra nerve. That's okay. Do that. Do what you need to do and have that transition time. Sometimes I need to check my calendar because somebody might need to go somewhere. It may be somebody's appointment, school day, swim class, what there may be something that you didn't forget. Pause, check your calendar, because sometimes I don't even remember what day it is or what I'm supposed to be doing. I may not even need to be at this house. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. Take the time to check. Before you check out of one thing and check into another one, make that time. Reflect on what needs to be done. Think about if you were supposed to grab anything, because I don't know about you. But once I enter my house, I take off my shoes and I unsnap that bra. Ain't no going back outside. Because, baby, once the girls is free at last, they's free for the rest of the day. Like, that's it. That's all. We ain't going back outside. So make that time. I also think about, while I'm sitting, I consider everything that stands between me and my bed. How many things do I need to get done before my head can hit that pillow and before I'm rubbing my feet together under the covers? These are important things. I know somebody understands that feet rub under the cover. It's that exhale moment. It's a whole moment when you caring for other people. Figure out what those moments are for you, right? Like I'm telling you about my time in the car. And when I take the bra off and rubbing my feet under the cup, those are things I look forward to. They may not be much. They don't cost me a thing. But for me, that's like a milestone in my day. I can't wait to get to that moment. When you're going somewhere, I can't wait to get back home. But then I ain't in a hurry to go in the house now. I just want to be there. And then I can't wait to get in the bed. Or I can't wait to get in the tub or the shower, whatever that looks like for you. Create those mental moments for yourself, because sometimes getting excited about little things is all we get. That's all we have. So let's mark those moments. Let's plan for those moments and celebrate those moments. If you ain't got nothing else, Lord, I finally made it to this bed. Thank you. So the moral of that mini testimony, I don't want to be long-winded and before you too long, but transition time, for me, it's a requirement. I'd love to hear from you all, others who incorporate that pause or transition time on purpose. And I want to hear from, even if you realize that you do it out of necessity, DM me. Leave the comments on my nonprofit social pages. We can see you. Because I'm not about to be out here creating 50, 1100 Facebook business pages, all the things, all of that. I'll /hashtag it. I'm overwhelmed now with the podcast, but this podcast is a ministry from my nonprofit. So, and we can see you. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. And I'm on a few podcast platforms. So comment, let me know. If you're going to try the transition period, tell me how it goes. Tell me what works well for you. If you are OG at it, tell us how to make it better. We're here to share stories. We're here to learn from each other and uplift each other. So let me know, and I'll come back and tell you what others have shared, so you have different point of views and perspectives, because that's what matters. We're all not the same. It's very different from everybody. Some people may not even want to go home. They don't like to go home. They may find transition time and peace outside of home, and that's okay too. Chase peace by any means necessary, even if it's just for a moment. Let me know what it looks like for you. So, in the being overwhelmed and the being many things, I'm not just a parent. I'm also somebody's wife. I get on that man's last nerve. And let me tell you, he ain't always the best thing that happened since sliced bread. I don't always like him. Love him to death. He's a great man, a provider, the kid's favorite parent, all those things. He holds us down. But I don't always like that man. I really don't. And I also realize that sometimes I'm the problem. See, that took therapy. You heard that right there. Me admit therapy. I go. It's needed. We all need therapy. I'm going to say that. We believe in therapy over here, just like we believe in shea butter, coconut oil, and regular moisturizing. It's needed. It's not optional. It's so needed. I know that I'm not always right. Neither one of us are perfect. And to be honest, this ain't the social media, life is great, we're doing the thing, blah, blah, blah. We done both been like, this ain't gonna work. Then tapped out more than once for some periods of time. We ain't doing this no more. I'm over it. But as time keeps going, we realize that at the end of the day, we do love them to death. We love each other to death. And we work well together. And we're good people. We're not perfect. We're good people. And that we just need to work together. Because we've been working, doing different things for ourselves. But we need to actually do better working together. We didn't really try to do that because we got egos clashing and all the stuff and all the things and unpacking and work on individual to do in order to work on self. And we finally getting to where, okay, we gonna do the work because life be lifing. And as we keep living, these years are going past. We don't move as fast as we used to. Cost of everything is rising. We getting old. Our parents are getting older. People are dying. When we get sick, we not bouncing back as fast as we used to. Like it's not the same. These kids are needy and expensive. And that 10-year-old, we done created this privilege in this child. And I'm like, how did we get here? So between life and all the things, it's easier to catch the flu than it is to catch a break. And when the rubber meets the road, we always show up for each other. And it's all love. My dad is sick, and I'll get to that. But when I tell you that man goes and checks on my dad, he goes and sees my dad, I don't ask. He just does it. Nobody's perfect. We all have flaws. We all make mistakes. We gonna keep making mistakes. And you can't chase perfection, especially when I'm not perfect. So we're working on putting our pride and egos aside, choosing grace, patience, and peace, which is something I'm trying to do, across the board in life. Not just with him, but it's something we're intentionally trying. So what that currently looks like is showing up, listening, being intentional with our words, because they hurt, they cut, and our actions. Because it's like Maya Angelou says, you'll forget what people say, but you never forget how people make you feel. Is something in that, along those terms. But we also have to choose to forgive. Like God continues to forgive us, because baby, we be messing up, right? I know I'm not the only one, but forgiveness is hard. But forgiveness is also for you. And choosing, you have to choose to do better and to be better and not hold on to the past, but use the lessons learned to move forward and work as one. What that looks like for us currently, therapy, prayer, holding ourselves accountable, because I'm snippy and he's stubborn. It's a back and forth, but he has what I lack and vice versa. And we do balance each other out. Well, I like living in La La Land, big dreamer and all the things, and he's real realistic. And we meet somewhere in the middle. So I'm working on it, right? Marriage is like a daily commitment, and in this space, on this platform, I am so not perfect. I ain't nobody's marriage counselor, but I'm really looking forward to having guests to talk about their experiences and the professionals and people that have experience, not just in marriage, but in dating. Right? To share some helpful insights and actions and things that people can do in hopes to uplift others as well as normalize things, because social media have you thinking everybody happy, healthy, and whole. It ain't true at all, right? I know many people that are stuck because it's too expensive to live alone, because it's too expensive to do all the things and to keep living the same quality of life. And I know folks that we like our parents and we just stuck because of the kids. I've seen many sides of the coin. I've been, in some moments, both sides of them coins. I'm looking forward to having people to talk about it and be honest and transparent and what works and when they knew it wasn't going to work. I want to talk about the reality of stuff, real life. Because real life ain't the filters and the happy love post and all that stuff. Real life, every day ain't easy. God said every day wouldn't be a good day. We gonna have trials and tribulations. It ain't always blessings. Some days they are real hard lessons. Real hard. So I'm looking forward to people talking about it and letting us know what they did, how they got to the other side, what helped them, in hopes that it helps you and me, because I'm always down to learn. It's always good to have things in your toolkit. So I definitely want to create that space for learning. Because people lived, they've loved, and they found happiness in their partners, and they found happiness in themselves. And that's something that's important. Whether you're married or dating, you have to love and be happy with yourself. Relationship status don't matter. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Lauryn Hill tells us how you gonna win when you ain't right within. Like, that applies to so many different aspects of life. How you gonna love somebody if you don't already love you and work through your stuff? I want to put that out there. Talk about how do we be healthy, happy, and whole with self so we're ready for somebody else. Because somebody else is a whole nother job. Like, that's a whole nother thing on our plate. When I tell you the aha and moments that I've had through therapy and reading, I'm excited to bring that here. Because being happy, independent of everyone else, and knowing that it starts with self, that is a journey of its own, and it's amazing and it's needed. Self-love is the best love. So looking forward to those episodes. And if you know somebody or you think somebody would be great to talk about it to help others, send them my way, please and thank you. Because those things are needed. That's what we need here. Darn it, I done spilled the tea on me. Okay. The show must go on. So, another role in my identity and the who I am, and it takes a lot of my energy and emotions, especially during this time, right, is being a caregiver to an aging parent with dementia and multiple health issues. In this moment, let's see, my dad's been hospitalized in different places for over 110 days. He keeps getting infections, having complications, but he like a cat. He keep bouncing back. He got many lives, it seems like. Him and the Lord ain't done yet. There's some things that he still got to do on this side. He's still showing up, so I'm going to keep showing up. He's always shown up for me and been helpful in my life. It's my turn. It's a privilege to serve, to be able to advocate, speak up, and help him as I can and as I have been over the last 3-4 years or so of being his caregiver and getting his affairs in order and making sure he has what he needs and is aware of what his insurance has, what he has rights to, what he should be doing, and, just making sure all is well as much as I can for him. Because when I've called my dad my whole life, he's shown up for me and these kids. So I'm going to continue to, and I will always show up for him consistently. Prior to him being in the hospital, he was independent. I was his caregiver on and off because I started doing it. It was too much. It was too much to just be thrown into it, but it was needed. We've tried several other caregivers, and people are inconsistent. I feel like people don't have the heart like they used to for this work sometimes, and there's not enough caregivers. There aren't enough healthcare professionals in all of the things, especially with the baby boomers retiring. By 2030, all the baby boomers will be 65. So there's a lot of need, a lot of gap, lack of resources, understanding, confusion, miscommunications. I know I'm not the only one. It's a privilege to hear, listen, and for others to feel comfortable sharing their stories. Women, young and old, men as well, have stories about caring for their aging parents, trying to create the balance because they have families and their own health issues, but they're also prioritizing their parents or their loved ones. Those stories and my own frustrating experiences, all of those things are also why I'm here, because I know I'm not alone. But those experiences with my dad and just seeing the need and the gaps, it also led me to creating Easy Living Senior Solutions. I have so many solutions that I'm working on for seniors, givers, families, and community. We'll go into more of that other episodes. Super excited and really passionate about it. I feel like that's going to be my life's work. Those solutions, I kicked off the community support group for caregivers this month in 2 libraries in Northwest Indiana. Excited to have that monthly space to fellowship with other caregivers, to tell stories and just know that they're not alone and provide that space for people to meet in person. Happy with the first one. I got to listen to women talk about their relationship with their parents and how that changed and what it did to them, and stories about their parents. One lady's mom smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day. She's 86. She ain't gonna stop. It's like we have to meet them where they are. We can't make them change, and some things we just have to accept. Listening to another lady talk about how we didn't know what our parents' finances were like and what their bad financial decisions were like until now. Approaching that with grace, understanding that they're still capable of making those decisions. They're still going to do their finances. They may not be doing a good job or making the right decision, but we can't do anything about it. They're still our parents. We still have to respect them. We still have to let them make their own decisions. We also have to help them see we need to get your affairs in order so we can plan and be proactive. Because at some point we all have to transition, and we want to make sure that their affairs are in order. Financially, I don't know about y'all, but I can't afford to pay for everything, get everything, make sure everything's right at the last minute or after something's already happened. It's so important that we prioritize proactiveness. Insert that saying where they say proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. That part is what we have to do. We have to make sure we know if they have life insurance. We know what the bills are. We know where the policies are, where the bank accounts are, where the security deposit box. We need to make sure all the information and all the documents are there. The power of attorney is set up. Their will, houses in a trust. We know what their wishes are medically. All of those are conversations we need to, have to, and should have. Prioritize paying to have a lawyer, have all of that set up in advance. Because when things happen, we need the time to process and be still and know that should this happen, this is in place. Because when things happen and nothing is in place, it's overwhelming. We're here so we can stop being so overwhelmed. Future episodes, we'll talk about that. I just looked at this timer. I didn't realize I've been recording this long. So let me keep moving. We're going to circle back to that. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about raising our parents, because that's what we're doing. A lot of us are raising our parents while we're raising our dang selves, these kids, your partners. Some of y'all got to raise your coworkers and manage your managers too. And it's a lot. So I'm here for it. That's what we here for. So we gonna hydrate, we gonna stay moisturized, stay focused, and we gonna get better together. That is what we gonna do. This isn't all encompassing, all the stuff we gonna talk about. There will definitely be more. You never know what's on my mind. I'm all about healing, helping, sharing, easy to digest, having actionable tips, steps, and solutions. It's not enough to say, I got a problem. This is a problem. I feel this way. We need to figure out what we do to get out of it and make sure it makes sense. Small steps we can take that'll lead to big outcomes. There are things we can do right now. Just breathing is something. Pause and take a few deep breaths. That's powerful, like in itself. Learning about those free breathwork apps. We're here to provide solutions and to get better. We're not going to stay in the confusion. We're not going to do that. Okay? We're here, right? Last year, I read and listened to over 500 books. I told you I'm an audiobook person, but I learned a lot. Now, a lot of it was trash because I read the smut. Yes, I read the stuff. I read the good. I read the great, inspiring, some everything. It's like music. I listen to all genres, hear all the things, same things with reading. I got so much on my mind, and I love learning and uplifting people, so you never know when I'm going to press record, what I'm going to share, but I'm here to serve and share knowledge and wisdom and to find others to help us do that as well. I promise to bring my whole self as I am with my water, wine, coffee, or tea. Whatever, whenever I can. I'm going to pray before I press record so you get the best of me in this moment. I'm going to read the messages and see what's shared and what you all have to say and how you all feeling. So we going to hydrate, get better, moisturize, and overcome together. We overwhelmed, but we going to overcome. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Overwhelmed overcomer. I'm going to work on that one. That's my promise to you. I'm going to be here. You going to keep showing up every day like you have to, and I'm going to show up here. Probably early before these people wake up and start asking me to do stuff, but I'm going to show up. As I get ready to close and open the doors to the podcast, if you're a woman who's overwhelmed, by the many hats you have to wear daily, caring for children and parents, loved ones, clients, healthcare workers. My hat's off to you. You all are serving and doing a good work. Thank you. If you're caring for your community and you find yourself, like many of us, not taking time to take care of you, this space is for you. I welcome you with open arms and moisturized hands and elbows. Come on over. Come on in the room. My prayer is that you leave feeling just a bit better than you came. This is I'm Overwhelmed. Now what? I'm Kendall Kennedy, and sis, you're doing a good job. Keep showing up, put God first, and choose you. We'll talk soon.